Good morning, students. You are most welcome to Ndejje University, and this is our session for eResources for the engineering students. For your information, how to access our online resources, you go to your browser and type in Ndejje University. And the moment you're on the main page, you go to the library link and you select eResources. When you select eResources, it takes you to a page of this nature, and we have a number of them. We have more than 20 databases, but for your case as engineering students, we've created what we call a reference guide. And for your faculty, we have databases like EBSCOhost, Taylor and Francis for ebooks. And then we also have subscribed e-journals, IEEE, Inari, Taylor and Francis, the Gruter's journal collection. So those are databases you can be able to access. Then when you are using your personal data and you are not on the university network, you'll be required to use MyLoft, which is the off-campus access, and you are required to log in your student email and password after registering with the library team. However, when you are on campus, there's no need to register, you go direct. But if you are in position to use these databases using your own data, you will have to register. To go directly to these eResources when you are on campus, the link is over here, eResources access, while on campus. While you are not on campus, you use the MyLoft link. So to start with is EBSCOhost. So EBSCOhost is a database for both ebooks and e-journals. Now, for example, for the moment you come to this page, you can be able to search, and then you can also be able to filter. When it comes to filtering, you can filter by period, for example, the past 12 months, the past 5 years, the past 10 years. And for the articles, there's what we call peer-reviewed. And then also we need only full text because sometimes they provide materials which we don't have access to in full text. So for example, if I'm searching for concrete cement, search for concrete ceiling, okay? And that is my search. The moment you type in, the database will filter, and it's giving us 214 results. And most of these articles, there are no books here. So if you would like to only access books, you go to source type, and when you click on more, it will display. And they've indicated here that we don't have books in concrete, we only have journal articles. However, there are also magazines, news, dissertations, and so on. If you are working on dissertation, you can select dissertation. If you only need the academic journals, you can select academic journals and apply. So the number will drop to 119, and these are the articles. So before you can even have access, because when you need access, you click on access options and select PDF. So when you select PDF, you'll be able to download a file. You select online, it means you want to access the file online. So I've selected PDF and it's going to download the PDF file, which I can be able to now download offline. So they are also indicating for you other publication contents which are related to this particular article. So when you are on this page now, this article was published in 2024. It is of recent. And then you go to the download icon in the right-hand corner, click on download. Now they'll still ask you whether you need a PDF for your desktop. You will select, and then you'll be in position to get it offline. Okay, so the article has been downloaded, and this is our article. So that is the process of accessing articles. Now, if you need if you need to share, for example, this is the article which we've downloaded. But if you need to share, when you go on your right-hand side under these three dotted icons, you can pick a citation. So the moment you click on cite, it will give you different citation styles. We are using APA, and by default, that is the one which they've selected. If you need a different style like Harvard or Vancouver, you select it, and then the moment it is here, you just copy to clipboard, and then you can be able to save it in your work. Now, if you need to share an article, you can also click on share, and then they'll give you different options. You'd like to share a link with your colleagues, click on create a link, and it will create a link, and then you copy this link and share it in your WhatsApp groups. If you want to have it in the Google Drive, you select you select Google Drive, and it will take you to your email, and you select which Google Drive where you want to share it from. So that is how you can be able to share. You can also download from the same area. Then you can also save. Now, saving works when you've signed in. How do we sign in Myloft? And signing in Myloft is very important, not only when you are going to access ebooks, because they are ebooks, you have to sign in. But if you are going to access only articles the way I've demonstrated, there is no need to sign in. Then on the page, it says that we have 119 results. You can go to show display, and then it displays 50 items. Then there are some scenarios when you need only a peer-reviewed articles. Then you select peer-reviewed, the numbers will drop here. You want to indicate peer-reviewed. Then it is listing them according to relevance. Relevance of the my search, which is concrete ceiling. Then if you need to the newest, it will list them according to the newest date. So that's how you can be able to access the articles. Now let's search for different subject, and then we can be able to download some books. Let's say engineering ethics, for example. So when we go to engineering ethics, it's currently because we selected earlier, we selected journals, so it's giving us journals, but now we can go to the journal pool. So you can see we have 3,479 results about engineering ethics. And you can see the first one is ebook, access now ebook. So this is also an ebook. So they'll indicate for you what is an ebook, and then where is academic journal, it means that one is a journal article. So the procedure is the same if you need to cite, if you need to share, if you need to download. However, as I've told you, we need to sign in to access books. So if you don't have an account, you create one. If you have one now, if you need to create an account, this is what you do. You click on create account, then it will take you. Now, don't type in your name, first name, last name, and so on, and email. Just continue with Google. So we always use Google emails. So you select your Gmail, if it is there, and then it will require a password if your email is not yet signed in. So you'll be required to sign in, then you can be able to access okay, so I've been signed in. Now I'll be in position to access the book. So if I need the first book, it was published in 2020. Now, if, for example, I need the latest book, for books, don't expect to get them for the past 12 months because they can't be published the soonest like that. It should be 5 years or 10 years. So if I need a first book, Engineering Ethics, Contemporary and Enduring Debate. I'll click on Access Now. And then it will take me to the book. So if I need to download chapter by chapter, on the right-hand side of the page, they're indicating here that this book is in parts, but each part has different chapters. So if you need to download only chapter, you just click on PDF and rather click on a chapter and then be able to download a chapter. But if I need a full book, I'll go up here and then I'll be in position to download. They're telling me chapters only. I say ebook, full ebook. So if I select full ebook, it's in EPUB, and then you should have Adobe Digital Editions. So this is a software. So if you don't have it on your gadget or on your phone, you just click here and it will take you to a page of this nature, especially those who are using computers or laptops. And if you're using an Apple, you select Macintosh. If you're using Windows, you select the Windows, and then you download and install the software. So after installing it, then you come back here, you select I have. Now this one is in only EPUB. So that is then this one is for borrowing. So some books are for borrowing, and we're given a maximum of 84 days. So if I select, for example, 10 days, and then I download. So when I download it, it will go offline, and then I'll click on the link for download so that it can open the PDF. Now on the machine I'm using, I have to select Adobe Dictation. Okay, I think I have ADE here. Let me download it. I'll download Adobe Dictation Editions because the machine I'm using now doesn't have it. Then I'll just double click on it and run the installation. So ADE is there now. So then I'll go back to my download and double click on the book. Then it will ask for the Adobe ID. For the computers, I can ignore and say, I want to authorize the computer without an ID. But for a phone, you will have to. The phone will not work because even for the phone or tablet, you'll be required to. Now, if you don't have an Adobe ID, you just click on this link. It will take you online, and then you create an Adobe ID. Okay, right? Okay. So this is the Adobe Dictation Editions page, and the book is here. So my book is here. Then I'll click on the menu, and then I'll click on the table of content. You can see my book has different parts. And then now I'm accessing it offline. If I need to access chapter 1, I'll just click on it and have access to it. Then I can be in position even to zoom depending on the size of my site. I can select either small, but it's now in medium. And then if I need chapter 2, if I need chapter 8, if I need a conclusion of the book. So this is my book. I'll be in position to access it for the next 10 days, because those are ones which I selected. Now, when I click on library, you can see they've already started counting my number of days. They are now only 9 days remaining. So because I selected 10, the system has already started counting the number of days. So that is how we can be able to access books also on EBSCO. Now, when we go back to our list of eResources, we talked about Taylor and Francis. So I can also take you through Taylor and Francis. You'll find it on the general list here for eResources. And then we can select Taylor and Francis ebooks, because now we would like to access the ebooks. So I'll open Taylor and Francis. So even here, we can use a similar subject or a different subject as we search. For example, we can look at mechanical engineering. So they are giving us 47,495 results in relation to mechanical engineering. And remember, these are books, rather chapters. They are giving us 47,000 chapters, but 5,830 titles. So now there's what we call filtering. So you come on the left-hand side and select, do you need, I need the content I have access to only. So I'll select that. So the moment I select that, the database will filter. You can see now I have access to only 499 books. And then these ones, they are subjected here. Am I looking at mechanical in terms of engineering and technology, computer science, build environment, economic, finance, business? If you need to view more subjects, you click on it. So it means that mechanical engineering cuts across all these different subjects, but the biggest number is under engineering and technology. So if I need one of these, I'll just select. Then also, when you come down here, the books are categorized by the different publishers. There's STM NetBase, there's SciTech NetBase, Engineering NetBase, and Mechanical Engineering. So it's up to me to select. Then I need them from which period to which period. Last 3 months, there are 3 books. Last month, there are 3. Last 3 months, there are 5. Last 12 months, there are 14. So if I need the latest books, I'll click on 14. However, you have to be careful. You first look at your list. If you really need a journal book on mechanical engineering, it is here, published in July 2022. You can read the abstract from here. If you think the book is necessary, you just click on the title. You can open it in another new tab if you still need to access this same list. So if I open it in a new tab, they'll take me to a page where the book is again, and they're telling me I have full access to it. It's a 4th edition, 2022, published as an ebook on July 13th. It has what we call the DOI. This is a digital object identifier. It's a unique number for every material. Even in EBSCO, when we looked at articles, they have that number. So you can share. Even here, you can share. The moment you click on share, it will ask you, do you need to copy a link, share it with your colleagues in your WhatsApp group or in any other communication platform you have, or you want to send it by email. It's up to you to decide. If you need to cite, it will give you a citation style. Unfortunately, Taylor and Francis will dictate one citation style, that is APA. So you have to copy it. There's no option. And then if you need to read it or the book online, you can click on read online. If you need to download it, you click on download, and then it will give you 2 options. If you have an EPUB reader, that's a software for reading books, or if you have PDF, if I have PDF, I'll select PDF, and the whole book is going to be downloaded as a PDF. I'll have it forever and ever. It's not like EBSCO where you have to borrow them for 84 maximum days. So here you download a full book and you have it for forever and ever. If I was looking at computational fluids dynamics in mechanical engineering, it was published in 2021. I can read the abstract. I can check the abstract. If it makes sense to me, then I'll still open it in a new tab and open the book. So it will be the same process. And then we could remember we selected what we have access to. So meaning that all these books, we have access to them. So I'll click still on PDF and then it will run. But still, so our book is here. They've opened it online. So if I need to download it, I'll still go back here and download it. Now it has downloaded offline. So this is my book in Mechanical Engineering 4th edition. And you can see the whole book. It was published under Taylor and Francis Group. And then you can see the book. And then its CDOI is also there, as I said earlier. It's a 4th edition published 2023. The table of content indicates whatever you want to read about chapter by chapter. Now here you have to run through page per page, and then, but it's a PDF which you'll have forever and ever. Then the same with the computational. It is still online now, but it has opened. So I'll click on the download and then select PDF. Then I'll also have the book offline here, and then I'll be in position to access it as well. So this is the book itself, as published, as indicated that was published in 2022. So that's how you can be able to access books on those two different platforms. However, EBSCO, you can be able to access also articles. Now, when we go to our journal list, we talked about, we shall look at IEEE. So now when you go to IEEE, it's for journal articles. It's a very rich database for all engineering subjects or disciplines. So when we open IEEE, this is how it displays. So you can browse. I've said that we have access only to journals, so we shall not have access to books. However much when you browse, the list indicates that there are also books. So browsing is going through an alphabetical list, but searching, you go to the search box and you search. They're telling us that they have now 6 million plus items, and this is accessed through Ndejje. I don't know why they're writing our name wrong like that, but it's Ndejje University. You don't need to sign in or sign out, as long as you are using our your own campus. Even when you're off campus, you don't need it. After logging in, you don't need to sign in again. So now when you come here, I'll search for electrical engineering. Okay. Here I'm going to get only articles. So they will list. I'll also have access to conference papers, journal articles, magazines, but books, no. Then when you come, you are required to select what you want to access. If you leave it journal, it is okay. Then you come here on the left-hand side under show and select subscribed content. Now, when you select subscribed content, it will display only what you have access to. You can see now the books have been removed, as I said earlier. So now whatever they've listed, we have access to it. It's organized, and these range from 1884 to 2026. So I'll say I'll need from 2024 and then apply. So it will filter so that we have at least some few results. Now they are 167,000. There are still many, but at least they are running until from 2024 to date. So with this, you can check the abstract, and then the padlock, the moment you see the padlock is not locked, it means we have access because we selected subscribe the content. Then if I need a PDF, I'll just click on PDF icon here and open it in a new tab since I'm still interested in the list. Then you can still filter by author. If a lecturer has given you a specific author, You can filter by affiliation, that is the publishing company or the journal where the article comes from. You can filter by publication title. You can filter by supplements if you need supplements. For example, if you need data sets, if you need codes, if you need media, you can select them. It will only give you that. You can select by topic, publication topics. I'm looking at electrical engineering. Maybe I'm looking at power system, deep learning, electric vehicles. If you click on show more, the list is long. So it will give you, and then they will give you in brackets the number of contents or materials per specific content. Remember, our major search was on electrical engineering, but now they'll break down in relation to your topic. Am I looking at renewable energy sources? You can see the materials we have. So now our material, which we selected as a PDF, it's already here. And it's very small. It has 4 pages. Because it's an article, it's not a book. Then when it's online here, I'll just click on download, and then it will be downloaded, and I'll select where I want to have it. I'll save it on the desktop, for example. So if I'm using a phone, it will save automatically into my documents. So this is how you can be able to access materials under IEEE. Then another thing which you need to take note of, that you can be able also to read them online if you need to access it online, but all these we have access to them. And as I said earlier, only mechanical engineering we've searched for, we have access to 167,496 materials. And these if you need only journal articles, you select that, it will display the 56,000. If you need the early access articles, those ones which have been accessed regularly. If you need magazines, if you need the standards, these are normally publications from professional bodies. So if you need that, if you need only open access, then there's no need to sign in. Please don't sign in here, leave it as it is. So we can reduce even the number of years, and then the numbers of materials here will be reduced. The need for practical relevance, electrical versus mechanical engineering students. If you need such an article, you just click, you can first check the abstract if it makes sense, show more, to read more about the abstract. So it will open more the abstract if you need to. So it will give you almost a 4-page. You can see the DOI we talked about. This DOI, you can copy it and paste it in your group and then share it with the colleagues. You've landed on a very good article. You don't need to download for them because you may not have space on your gadget, but you can just copy this DOI, share it in a group, and tell colleagues that please, you can access this article. You can see it is a conference paper which was published on 8th November 2024. It is of late. So it is latest. It is published under IEEE. So then you can share. You can read now. You read the abstract. You can read a full paper from here online. And then if you need to download it, you just click on PDF, and then you are able to download it. So that option is also there. Then as we conclude, we have other databases like Taylor and Francis for articles. We have the Gruter's journal collection. Those ones you take time and navigate. Now I want to end with MyLoft. MyLoft, that is the off-campus access. So the moment you come to the main page of the university and you go to the library page, and if you don't select eResources and you select MyLoft, so you open MyLoft. Now this is for those who are going to be using your personal data. Now here, after registering you, it will be easy. So but we type in consortium. Consortium of Uganda University Libraries. Why? Because we access this through the consortium as member institutions. So the moment you type in there, so after us registering you, you'll be logging in your email. Now, right now, you're not yet registered, so you can use these materials on your own campus. So now, put in your institutional email, because that is the one which was registered, and then you continue. So it will request for your password, which you created. And then you sign in. So MyLoft will only work when you are not using the university data. But the moment you come to campus, go direct to eResources page and access. So normally when it's your first time, your page will look like this. And then you may navigate or you may skip. So when you come to this page, you come to the left-hand side of a page, click on eResources, select all databases. So the moment you select all databases, we have the databases which I talked about. So you can be able, they are organized alphabetically here. EBSCOhost is here. We talked about Taylor and Francis. Taylor and Francis is also here. Taylor and Francis for ebooks, and then Taylor and Francis for journal articles. We talked about IEEE. You'll also be able to find IEEE here. So the moment you click on it, the database, you just click, and then the database will open. Okay. Okay, I had to add MyLoft. Okay. So then I'll select all databases. So you can see they are organized alphabetically. I talked about the Grutas Online. I talked about EBSCOhost. I talked about IEEE. So IEEE, you go for IEEE Extra Digital Library, not IEEE Open. So the moment you click on IEEE, you open it in a new page. The moment you click on EBSCO, it will open it in a new page. The moment you click on Taylor and Francis books, to open it. The moment you click on Taylor and Francis articles, to open it. So the databases, you can see, they'll open the same way they opened when I was accessing them when I'm on campus. So I want to thank you so much, and I wish you the best as you access our resources. God bless you.